Patrick. Welcome to the latest with Maya. Patrick has been in many different things, including Royal Pains, Gossip Girl, and Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. He also is in Absentia, which recently came to Netflix and is currently in the top 10 shows streaming on the platform. I am so happy to have you on my show. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Maya. It was nice chatting with you before we started and listening to you talk about your favorite musician, MGK.
Thank you. I could just keep talking about him, so I'll give you movie recommendations that he's been in and so
Oh, perfect. I'll get to know the whole thing. I'll know his whole
yeah,
catalog by the end of the week.
yes. Um, so who has had the biggest impact on the person you have become?
Oh, wow. What a question. I have a feeling you're going to ask me a lot of questions and that change the answers change maybe on a given day, right? Depending on I feel like this is a question that if I was in the middle of an artistic process, I'd have a specific answer for. Um, but today, impulse that comes to me, I mean, my parents, I think that they're um, really special people. They're both very kind uh, uh, human beings who I think had a really tough upbringing, and watching them develop in their adult life into who they become is a true inspiration because they were kids raising kids. And when I was a child, and when I think back, I'm I the age I am now in my life, I was two times as old as they were when they had me. So they really were just just young children in their early 20s trying to raise three children. It's pretty inspiring to see who they become. Um, and I think watching that has affected me the most, especially in this part of my life. Seeing what you can become and continue to become and evolve is really inspiring.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So I am pop culture obsessed and I go in stages of shows that I cannot stop watching. Is
hmm
there a show that you are currently obsessed with?
Yeah, there's a couple shows out there. Again, answer changes all the time. If it was a few months ago, I'd say Severance. Right now, I'm enjoying the Chair Company on HBO, like that, like my Tim Robinson. And I also enjoy some reality TV. I like watching Survivor. I'm a big fan of Survivor. I can be a sucker for some. I like to, I have my front foot television. I'll call it, where I it has my full attention. That would be things like Severance, and then I have shows that I'm playing a video game on my phone and it's running in the background, and I'm vaguely listening to the plot points. I am a criminal of what we're asking people not to do when they're watching television. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I love that. Yeah, I have been watching the show Franklin and Bash.
Oh
Um
yeah. Oh,
since it
fun.
Yeah, since it recently, I mean a couple months ago came to Netflix, so I've been watching that and I'm obsessed with it.
People love that show. That was what was that on TBS, TNT? What was that on when it originally came out? Trying to think. USA. It was one of those, but people loved that show. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how have I never heard of this show? And so yeah, it's so fun. I love it.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I feel like those two stars of that show are just extremely charming people. When I think about it, I'm like, yeah, they have such easy to watch personalities, likable
yeah,
personalities. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Um, so if you had a warning label, what would
Oh,
yours say?
um, um, oh, again, this would change any given day. I'd say today it would say easily distracted. Like the dog in Up, squirrel. And I think the second label would say, well, there it is. Actually, I just proved it. I can't even remember the second thing that popped in my mind. I got easily distracted this moment, but I know it's going to pop up at any second. Um, it'll come to me. I'm going to interrupt you at some point, and I'm going to be like, I remember. Um, but let's stick with easily distracted for now.
Okay. I like that. And feel free to interrupt because I do that all the time. I'm
What's
always
your
like, I
label?
just remembered. Um, well, easily distracted is one.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and then I'd say prone to anxiety, don't overload.
Mm, mm.
So,
Like a
yeah.
like a like a sweet cat that can only be pet so much before they're
Yes.
like, it's too much, too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that I have never thought of it that way. That is definitely me. Um, so what genre of movie would your life story be told as?
Oh boy, what genre of movie would my life story be told as? Trying to think like what pops in. I mean, definitely. Oh, see, I remember the second warning label. Warning, will crack jokes about during very serious moments. I'm constantly looking for the levity, and I constantly am seeing humor in the world, even in discomfort or in uncomfortable moments. So that's one of the warning labels.
I
Ergo,
like that.
definitely like a dark comedy. I mean, I love comedies that are holding you or that grip you in a wonderful narrative, and have you deeply engaged and make you laugh to, um, not hold you too suspended in
Yeah.
uncomfortability. It's
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think that would be it. It'd be watching somebody deadpan moving through the world while really silly things are happening,
I
like
love
like
that.
in the world of being there or something, you know?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love dark comedies. That's my family, and I have a very dark sense of humor, so I get it. Yeah, yeah. I've always wanted mine to be a musical rom-com.
See, that's a great answer. That's actually, why wouldn't you want that?
Thank
Why
you.
wouldn't you want your life to be just sung through with ideally, well, good songwriters, right? So
Yes.
like, maybe like one song is Sondheim, one
Yeah.
one song is the Frozen theme. So it's fun and wordy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Um, what food reminds you most of your childhood?
Mm. What food reminds me most of my childhood? Well, I mean that I guess when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of information around us about, how do I say this, nutrition. And so I was eating a ton of sugar. So when I think about my childhood, because I don't eat a lot of like simple sugars anymore. Like, but I think once a day I was stopping by a Quickie Mart type thing, like a 7-Eleven or a Jiffy Mart to get like a Laffy Taffy or a candy bar or something, and or just drinking Coca-Cola all the time. So I think that's what makes me think of my childhood for sure. A lot of ice cream, a lot of ice cream,
Mm.
and popsicles, and ice cream sandwiches. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, I like that.
Uh,
Yeah.
I used to take candy because I wouldn't always have access to it, but I would make it last as long as I could. So you get like a Three Musketeers, and I'd like peel off all the chocolate on the outside, or like a Reese's cup, and I'd like eat all the chocolate and just leave the peanut butter, and then slice it into little pie shapes.
I love that. That's smart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's your childhood candy?
Oh, my mom bakes. I love all her whenever she bakes. So I think there's her chocolate chip cookies.
Mm,
Whenever she bakes those, or like she makes this really delicious chocolate zucchini cake that yeah, my sister and I are obsessed with. So
chocolate zucchini cake. I want to try it. That sounds really good.
yeah, it's so good. Well, my we go to LA a lot because that's my favorite place ever. So next time we're there, I'll tell my mom she has to bring the cake and I can give you a slice of the
I'll
cake.
gladly eat a piece. Not while I'm doing this play. While I'm doing the play, I can't. I'm on a very specific diet. But
Yeah.
afterward, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her as soon as we're off the interview that you want to try her chocolate zucchini cake.
Okay, tell mom. Thank you, mom. Thank you ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so what in your life brings you the most joy?
Um, gosh. Um. Oh. Okay. So what's popping in my head right now? I just watched a documentary about um Andre Gibson as the poet laureate of out of Denver, actually, and passed a couple years ago. And they wrote a poem about goosebumps, and it had me. And the it describes they describe events and the pleasure of events of joy um, through the number of goosebumps that are attributed to that event. And part of the joy of the poem is beginning with very, very important things, but as life goes on, slowly acknowledging that, in fact, the simplest of things can provide the most goosebumps. Um, and and I think that that's I like the other day I was at Trader Joe's at the grocery store, and I ended up in a conversation that shockingly became very meaningful between the two of us. And we sort of stopped and the world disappeared, and just had a moment. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to see this person again because it wasn't about that, but we were just talking about something that mattered to the two of us. And that brings me joy. Um, my friend's dog Wilver brings me joy. You know, I'm talking about my parents getting to have 5 more seconds with them brings me joy. Every night I get to go on stage and be an actor right now in this play brings me joy. Um, I better stop talking about this when I start crying because I'm so happy. But it's how can I find these little moments, these little tastes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I my mom since I was little, she since my sister and I were little, she taught us that like focus on the small joys, and because the
Mm-hmm,
small joys are really the big things, and that
mm-hmm.
there's like joy to be found in any situation. So
Yeah.
I'm always, yeah, uh, a fan of the finding the small joys in every day. So
Mm. That's perfectly said. Andrew Gibson had a moment with her partner, and they were having a difficult time, and they said to her, um, every discomfort you feel, name it love. And I was like, whew, oof. And when you reshape your attitude that way, if you can, it's so difficult, right? We can't always do that. It's impossible. This is the struggle of life. But if you can, uh, if you can find those little joys, if you can name even the things that cause you harm, love, uh, what an easier way to live.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not meaning to take it down this path. It just sort of
Oh
happened, so
no,
forgive me.
no, it's fine. Yeah, I just you mentioned just uh poetry and Andrea and um I love poetry and so I've been
Mm,
meaning to go. I haven't read her poetry yet, so I've been meaning
mm.
to go and read it. Um yeah, because I like my Instagram is just filled with like poetry.
Oh,
Um,
that's great.
that, yeah, I'm reading a poetry book right now that I can't put down. So
Mm.
yeah.
Which
Um
one are you? Which one are you reading right now?
it's called Pretty Boys Are Poisonous by Megan Fox.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's really good. I'm like bookmarking like every page I read. I'm like, oh, I'm coming back to this poem. I love it. And then
Oh,
the
that's
next one,
great.
I'm doing it with the next one too. So
I love that.
yeah,
However meaning finds you, and
yeah,
it's great. I love
yeah,
that. Cool.
yeah. Yeah. So what is the greatest lesson you have learned from a character you've played?
From a character I played. Wow. No, I was listening to the fun part about Instagram lately is how it is when the algorithm works, right?
Yeah.
Um, and as an actor, I get targeted with wonderful actors I admire, talking about the art form, and I'm pretty sure it was Frances McDormand, but she had a great section talking about how when we play roles, it's very often they find us where we are at that point in time. And I'm pretty sure it's easy for me to mark through one by one what something has taught me in every situation. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm trying not to compare it. I'm trying to not maybe talk about to the. So right now I'm on stage. I'm doing a play called Paranormal Activity, from the IP of the films, and it's this wonderful production. I'll talk a little bit about this just to talk about the play. We'll be in Washington D.C. in January, and early February, and then in San Francisco, in for most of February and March, and then eventually we'll probably do some more cities. Fingers crossed for New York City. But it's comes from the co-director and creator of Sleep No More out of New York, which is a very celebrated theatrical experience there, and a wonderful playwright named Levi Holloway. And this play is about a couple in their first year of marriage who's struggling um, uh, to navigate those waters as they move to London from Chicago while being haunted by something. Um, and I think this play is about, what I'm learning from this role is is a lot about trust, a lot about trusting yourself, a lot about trusting your partner, and taking leaps of faith. Um, and I think that that's what I'm gaining from that. So, at the tail end of a plug for the play I'm doing right now, the short answer is trust and leaps of faith.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, so if you had to pick any character in a book, movie, or TV show who is
Mhm.
most similar to you, who would you choose and why?
From a book. And what was the other option? You said book or did you
Um,
say film too?
yeah, book, movie,
Book or
or
film?
show.
Ooh, book, movie, or show. Um, gosh. Um, I mean, I guess I'm reading Dungeon Crawler Carl right now, and there's so much about this kind of every book, you want to be the 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 hero, you find familiarity in the heroes of every book, I suppose. That's why we love them so much. Oh, this is just like me. This is a person lost in love. This is a person uh, who's the uh, who's the unintentional hero, and that's who this guy is in this book right now, in this kind of a fantasy world. So it's not a great answer because I don't have this one right at the top of my head. So I'm just thinking about what I'm reading now and putting myself in that. I like I like how he's kind of stumbling through life and the world is just happening at him, and he's desperately uh, doing the best he can at this time, at this moment in life, with the tools he has to take one step at a time, um, and trying to grow and become better uh, amidst difficulty all around him. Which I mean, arguably, right? We can boil that down and say that's everybody. Um, but I like that. I like that for right now.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, yeah, so, what do you wish people better understood about you?
Huh? What do I wish people better understood about me? God, you really are asking me questions and I don't have. I really have to think about them, and I'm killing time right now while I try to formulate an answer. um, um, what do I wish people better understood about me? I don't know. I don't. It's interesting. Oh, it's such a cop-out answer. I don't think I'm spending a lot of time right now worrying about what what people think. Um, I do sometimes, not sometimes. I do frequently worry about what people think. Um, but right now I happen to be in that lucky phase uh, where I'm not really concerned. Um, hopefully I can sustain that for a while, but let me try to think about when I am in those phases, what I wish people knew about me. Um, yeah, I guess, no matter when I take that wrong left turn on the road and I didn't see the car coming that way, or you accidentally don't grab a door for somebody. I'm picking little things right now on purpose as anecdotes, but that I guess that I'm trying, that the intentions are always good. Um, I think that's what we always want. I think that everybody's always doing the best with what they have,
Yeah.
with the tools in front of them. Uh, yeah, but I don't have a great answer for that one. That's hard. That's hard. Also very
Yeah.
vulnerable. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I gotta,
Yeah.
I gotta dig in there. Hmm. I'm now I want to go journal about that and try to have better answers, and I'll email you, and you can post them later.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you. So if you had a reality TV show about your
hmm
life, what
hmm
would your theme song be?
Ooh, if I had a reality TV show about my life, would my theme song be? Okay, so the first thing, just because of the way my ADHD brain works, when you say that, we were talking about Tim Robinson earlier. I just think about the zip line at a sketch where he's on a bachelor type show, bachelorette type show, and he's a contestant, and they kick him off and don't give him the rose because all he wants to do is be on the zip line. That's where my brain goes because that's the kind of reality show. All I want to do is be on the zip line. Um, I think the song, gosh, what would the song be? Um, oh, I, I'm like trying to think. Oh, my songs. See, the kind of music I listen to so many podcasts these days, but I've been going back recently and listening to a lot of music I listened to like in high school and college, which is why I mentioned Radiohead. Um, but I've always been, I never remember titles. I'm like a sonic person. I can sing through every song and most of the instruments in every Radiohead song. I don't know a single lyric of any of their albums. That's so funny. Let me see.
Yeah.
If I were to, okay, so right now I'm looking at all these songs from I listened to in college and high school. It's sure funny. Sorry. I wish I, it's like really fun stuff. Um, oh, I don't have a good answer. This is so bad. I should have like answers right at the tip of my tongue, or at least like creatively. Um, um, no, don't play that. Um, I don't know. I'm I hope I become a ghost. That's a song that's popping in my mind right now. It's like a really fun, strange song that's kind of related to the play I'm doing right now. Um, by the Deadly Syndrome. I'll say that. You can listen to that song. It's a really fun, interesting song. Uh, that's that would be, I guess, right now. This is a weird answer. It's not backing it off. Ask me a different question.
Okay. Well, I was just writing down the song so I could go
It's a
listen to
really cool
it.
song. Um, oh, I do like
Oh,
that.
cool. Oh, cool. It was, sorry, what was it called again?
Oh, I Hope I Become a Ghost
Okay.
by the Deadly Syndrome.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I want to write it down, otherwise
Oh,
I am going to forget to listen to it. So, um, um, so what is the biggest obstacle you have overcome?
hmm. I was talking about the ADHD earlier. I don't think you ever really overcome it, but uh, it's really interesting growing up without a lot of information around it and where we are in our intelligence world right now. How available information is to us. Talk about Instagram being targeted. My Instagram is, a lot of posts are like, here's how you operate, how you think, here's how your brain is wired, as a person with ADHD. And I think learning more about that, even in the past 5 years, has has been tremendously helpful for me. Um, yeah, it was I had the tools that I used to move through the world with ADHD in middle school, high school, and college are were very kind of extreme because I didn't know any other way besides just to try to be hyper focused on something. And I think learning how to, because it's really not that big of a deal. It just, once you understand what your brain wants to do and how you can just kind of reroute it uh, to make you, more, uh, more creative, more productive, and uh, a better, listener, a better participant in an artistic setting. Um, I think that's one of the things that I'm most proud of.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, so, what movie or show do you find yourself quoting more often than you'd like?
What movie or show? I mean, yeah, I mean, I think you should leave Tim Robinson right now. Just a lot of easy quotes out of there. My favorite movie is Life is Beautiful. Roberto Benigni film from what is it, 98, 99. That movie, although in Italian, just has so many, beautiful quotes that pop into my brain all the time, and also funny, because the first half of the film is the love story before everything takes a turn. Um, and then so that's a couple TV shows, and then yeah, I mean, then there's of course there's like the classics, when you're talking about like Step Brothers or those kind of old school Anchorman but all the old like Will Ferrell, Apatow films, those always seem to find their way into my brain.
I love that. Yeah,
Hmm.
my brain is just like all that basically all that's in my brain is show and movie quotes to reference whenever. So yeah, I'm just constantly referencing like different scenes or lines that like my
Hmm.
best friend when I quote it to him, he never gets them. So yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I yeah, I quote a lot of like Will and Grace and Friends
Oh
and
yeah.
Psych. Those are like the my three shows that I will just constantly quote. Uh, so
Psych, it's so funny. Psych is another one of those shows that I hadn't seen a lot of. That I've seen recently a lot of. It's really good. It was really
yeah.
good. What a
Yeah.
great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is yeah, it's yeah, one of my favorites. Psych, Royal Pains, like all of those
Mm.
I have watched more times than I can count. So
Oh, it's fun.
yeah. Um yeah, so do you have a go-to show or movie that you turn on when you just need to tune out the world and escape?
Yes. Always easy to put on The Office in the background. Always easy to put on Friends in the background before you go to bed. Um, this past week, I've been working through the Harry Potters. So I'm on the Goblet of Fire now. I can put on Lord of the Rings and watch those extended editions at any time. Yeah, I'll pick up if Lord of the Rings, if I walk into a room and that's on, I will just sit down and goodbye the rest of my night. I'm just uh and I'll very often find myself that's one that I try to put in the background, Lord of the Rings specifically, and then I find myself like, wow, I guess we're gonna watch this again. Because it's just so fun. And I think it came out, for me in a time where I was just so amazed that that this could be made into a film and believably so. And so with making you feel like you're having so much fun. Um, yeah, good time.
Yeah.
Those three, four.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, I have a long list that I just rotate between. So,
What's
like,
yours?
I mean, every show I just mentioned, Psych, Will and Grace, Friends,
Hmm.
Royal Pains, White Collar, all of
Yeah,
those. Yeah,
yeah,
those are, yeah, my go-tos. And then,
fun.
yeah, and then, I mean, like movies, there's so many, but like the rom-com Home Again with Reese Witherspoon,
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah, that's a good
what,
one.
yeah, that's one of my all-time favorites. I've seen it more times than I can count. So, uh, yeah, yeah, um, yeah. I was actually, yeah. I feel like I'm just constantly like even if like I don't like silence, so any of those shows I'll even just have on in the background when I'm working on something, so I can just
Yeah, why
have
not?
something playing.
I mean, there's all those
Yeah,
articles that came out, I feel like in the past 3 or 4 months that are like, repeat the shows that you like to watch. That brings
yeah,
you a comfort. It's calming to the nervous system. It's good for your
yeah,
brain. It's very
yeah,
healthy. Who cares?
yeah.
Live this life.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I love inspiring and motivational quotes. And this
Mm,
week, my favorite quotation is by Erin Van Vuren. I don't know if I'm
hmm
saying her name correctly, but it's "You are worn and cracked and dented, and that is
mm
okay because I have never heard of a clean and shiny sword that won a
Oof.
war."
Oof.
Um, is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
Oof. Um, yeah, you know what? So how I learned about Andrew Gibson is because I saw the preview for the documentary, which I believe is called Walk into the Light. I just want to check that. Let's be specific. I'm sure this will be nominated for like the Oscar for best documentary. See Me in the Good Light. That's what it's called. See Me in the Good Light. And after I watched the preview, Googled just a couple excerpts of their poetry. I'm going to read you these two. This is amazing. From the poem "You Better Be Lightning." Um, I know most people try hard to do good and find out too late they should have tried softer.
I
I
love that.
mean, tell me that doesn't just get right in there. It
Yeah.
means so much. I read that to one of my castmates, and she said, please send that to me. I want to send it to my son." It's just so powerful. And then this is the one that got me that I said, so I bought one of their books and I've been reading it backstage at intermission of the play just to kind of get me feeling vulnerable. And because the play is very heavy and it requires me to do a lot of emoting. And if I'm a little walled up, so sometimes I pick this up. But this was the quote. This is one. Um, and to be clear, they died of cancer. And a lot of these poems were written when that information was in mind. But um, just to be clear, I don't want to get out without a broken heart. I intend to leave this life so shattered, there's going to have to be 1,000 separate heavens for all my flying parts.
I love that.
I mean, has, the sentiments of seize the day in there, but also how utterly, fully one can intend to be and to live. Um, the unabashed shamelessness with which we can exist at any given time. Um, I love that so much. That one, when I read it, just made me tear up. So I said, I'm buying a book immediately. Buying, um, wonderful, wonderful poet.
Yeah. Oh, I love those. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those are great ones.
Mm.
Um, well, that was my final question for you.
Okay.
Um, Thank you so much for joining me. I've had the best time talking with you,
Um,
so I can't thank you enough.
I had a lovely time talking with you too, Maya, and this has been a nice conversation. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
And that's a wrap on today's edition of The Latest with Maya.